When I was in school, one of my teachers had a horrible temper. He was not a happy person and would routinely take out his insecurities on students. But one day he singled out a classmate I'll refer to as Nathan. Nathan had Asperger syndrome and social interaction was kind of hard for him. So when my teacher got right up in his face and demanded that he repeat a lesson over and over, it was too much. Nathan closed his eyes tight like he was trying to shut out the rest of the world, and it was really horrible to watch. I felt my blood boiling and I wanted to scream, "Stop it! Can't you see what you're doing to him?" But I didn't say anything, and neither did the rest of the class. We all just sat there, horrified and too scared to speak up. When the class was over, a few of us agreed that we should go to the main office and report the teacher. "Let's go do it now," I said. At that moment, you could see a change in my classmates. One said, "Well, maybe we should wait a bit." Another said, "It won't happen again." A third person said, "I have to go to a test." I had to do it alone, and the worst part was I second guessed myself all the way to the main office. I couldn't help but think, why does doing the right thing feel so wrong? When I watched the footage this morning of yet another Black American being murdered by police officers, what caught my attention was not the act itself, but the people witnessing it. It's like, why are we all so scared to intervene? Why are we more intent on filming atrocities than stopping them? I think it comes down to intuition. Bystanders didn't help George Floyd for the same reason that I didn't speak up for my classmate. We felt kindness, but we didn't act on it. I don't believe there's any such thing as a racist person or a callous person. Every human being is programmed for kindness, but it's our second voice that makes us harm others or allow others to be harmed. We feel kindness before anything else, but when we don't act on our emotions, the conservative part of our brain takes over. We start to worry about what other people will think of us, how speaking up will affect our status and our safety. And once this second voice gets going, it's very hard to ignore. So we record things instead of challenging them. It's clear to me that nothing we're doing is working. Protesting doesn't work. Party politics don't work. Rioting certainly does not work. All these things just reinforce hatred and fear on both sides. So what do we do? If we follow racist behavior back to its roots, here's what I think we'll find. Racism is caused by fear. Fear is caused by a lack of understanding, and misunderstandings are caused by an inability to communicate. Unfortunately, the most important piece of communication in the Black Lives Matter debate is the one that no one is talking about: police bystander relations. Think about it. Police officers and the people they arrest are the least equipped to be reasonable because they're in the middle of flight or fight mode. Bystanders, on the other hand, have an outside perspective. If we want to avoid more senseless deaths, then there needs to be a protocol for civilians expressing their concerns and police officers listening. What comes to mind for me is the idea of a safe word. In the BDSM community, this means stop. There's something very wrong here, and we need to bring everything to a dead halt so we can talk about it. At the end of the day, what everyone wants is to be understood and respected. It seems to me that instead of treating punishment as a long-term solution, we should be spending our time trying to develop a code of conduct for extraordinary situations like the one that resulted in George Floyd's death. As a civilian, I want to say something when I see something, but frankly, I'm intimidated by police officers. First and foremost, because I don't know how to safely express my concerns without being perceived as a threat. I think most Americans, and especially Black Americans, feel the same way. We want to do the right thing. We want to heal our country and our communities. We want to interact safely and respectfully with police officers. It's just that police departments haven't given us a way to do so other than to back up and disperse. Communication has been lost somewhere between protect and serve, but the good news is that both sides want to talk. It's time to figure out how.